We kick off this episode of Generation Artex with the most Gen X thing ever. Kim and Lori left to fend for themselves as little kids in a hospital overnight. Also, why we should all get colonoscopies. Plus, Cabbage Patch Kids, Melrose Place, Golden Girls, Different Strokes, that VHS life, and which TV family we would move in with tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Generation Artex.
Are you ready for us? All right. Come on, Kim. I'm interviewing you, Lori. Everybody knows I am the star of this show. Have we see?
Taking Pepto Bismol every day is not safe or recommended and should not be used for more than 2 days.
Oh no! Oh no!
Active ingredient can be no way, because for my microscopic colitis, they said if I ever have a flare up, take 2-3 times a day for like 3 weeks or something.
Well, what happens?
What
happens if you have too much?
It can mask a more serious underlying medical.
No, I don't have an underlying
Oh.
problem. I just am very sensitive digestion. It's fine.
How
I don't
often
take it
do you
every
get a-
single day, but
How often do you get a colonoscopy? When's your last one?
I never had one.
What? What is wrong with you? You're supposed to start getting them at like 45.
No, my insurance wouldn't cover it till 50.
Well, you're over 50 now. You should get one. That's what.
Oh, you got to
James
do that.
Andrew-
No, she's got to do that.
One, I've not had a colonoscopy. I've shit in a box and mailed it back, and they said I looked good.
I did
which
that.
Save you for a year or so, but I should probably get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
said
You
you're
just
fine.
do it.
Kim is saying that you'd be nervous about it.
Oh yeah.
So
See?
like,
it
what-
makes her nervous to think about getting one because the prep.
Okay, so why? Because there's nothing pukey about it, and I thought that was really
no,
like
you're right.
anything
You're right.
with this area is like
Well,
where you
yes.
get upset.
It is. It's true. When I go to get blood taken, for instance, I get a little nervous, but also you have to fast. And so I go in the morning and I feel sort of shaky and I hate that feeling. So my feeling is if you don't eat for a whole day and then you're going to get yourself in the hospital, you're going to be, then I'll get probably nauseous because I won't have eaten anything. And like, I'll have just shit out all this fluid. I'll have no fluid in me. I just feel like I'll be like collapse.
No,
You will shit
you
out
could
all
go
your-
a day without eating, and it's not in a hospital usually. I don't know. Maybe yours would be.
Mine was
I don't know.
like at one of those like clinic thingies.
Yeah, mine too.
I heard it's
It was
very
awful.
like you have a good nap.
Yeah,
It's 20 minutes, right?
yeah.
It's
You have
nothing.
yeah. Leading up to it, it just you have the.
I'm
runs,
afraid I
and
won't be able
that-
to take in all that liquid they make you drink. What if I can't do it because it makes you want to throw up? Like, everyone
It
says
does
how
make you
terrible.
want to throw up.
No, it doesn't make you throw
You
up.
said
and I
it
had
did.
Gatorade. No,
No,
I
Lori
did
didn't
not.
say-
It-
right.
I went
That's
in
what
I
I'm
the
said
saying.
it was
feel like you're-
easy. I just had Gatorade. I just put it in cherry
I didn't
Gatorade.
mix
It was
mine with
delicious.
Gatorade, so I probably should have done that.
Oh, can I mix
That
it with
might
like liquid IV kind of thing?
No,
No.
yeah. I asked. You can
Colorless
only-
Gatorade.
Then why are you
Colorless
having cherry Gatorade?
It's white.
Yeah,
The
and
glacier cherry
you
Gatorade.
could have
It was
you could have coffee with sugar, but you couldn't have any kind of like creamer in it. So I like survived on ginger ale and coffee.
Day? Oh my God, that make me so jittery.
Well,
and
the day
nervous.
before.
It really wasn't that bad.
But geez, it was. The last time you woke up like that in the middle of the night, it was when you were doing this. You got up, you laid on the floor sweating and a total
That
panic.
part was bad. The prep itself, like taking it, like drinking it, that was nothing to me. But the expelling the demons in the middle of the night, yeah. I was hanging onto the walls, actually hanging onto the walls. Like
I did not have that. Mine wasn't that bad, but I had like a stomach bug 2 weeks before, so I feel
How am I
like
going to
maybe
get
was
there?
emptied out.
Did you go by yourself?
Getting there's a problem, but you have to have. They won't let you
No.
do it unless you have someone to
Oh,
pick
okay.
you up.
Someone takes me.
Well, you don't need help
Yep.
getting there.
Oh, okay. Just someone picking
You're
me up.
fine for that part. It's leaving, and we went right out to eat from.
No,
mine.
I've had that experience with other people where they eat right away. Like they're just excited to eat and everything's great.
hold on. One of the entries I had, and I wasn't planning on reading, I didn't bring this up, is on this topic. When I was 11 in 7th grade.
Okay, well
Okay.
now you have to read it.
Now I'm going to read it. Okay. January 2nd, 1989. It was a Monday. What a
Okay.
weekend. 3 exclamation points. You know how I was sick Wednesday? Well, it never really went away. I continued to have diarrhea. I had terrible gas pains. But
Did you
last
spell
night,
it correctly when you were 11?
Diarrhe.
Wow.
I can't spell it correctly now.
I
I
sure
really struggle with
did.
that word.
Nope, I did not when I was 11, and I do not now.
No spell
I had
check.
terrible gas pains, but last night I was having awful spasms in my stomach, screaming and crying uncontrollably. My parents called a friend of theirs, Dr. Mehta. They said he's also the best. So we met him at his office. This is just privileged connections to a
Wow.
GI doctor.
Right.
I was in so much pain. We just went to the ER. They took x-rays, etc. Then they got me a room on the 4th floor because I had to stay overnight. Okay. Do you even remember this?
No.
I had a GI tract infection. It wasn't
No.
like a stomach bug.
Oh.
This is 7th grade. I had a GI tract infection. And this is so weird. Okay, so the next day I wrote, to finish my story, Dad stayed until I fell asleep, and Mom came a half hour after I woke up in the morning.
Wow.
That is
you were
so
like-
Gen X. They left me alone in the hospital as an 11-year-old with a GI bug with like IVs in my hand and everything. And they were like, peace out. See you in the morning. I would
Then he
never
stayed-
have.
Are you sure he didn't stay? You said until you fell asleep, but
No.
like, do we know that he left?
No, I know because I
Dad
woke up
for
in the middle
sure
of the night.
left.
He left. They checked my vitals, and she came. She came after I called and woke up. I remember being alone at night. Hold on a second. I was up for about 3 hours in the night. I wasn't scared, just lonely and bored. I almost called home a few times because of that.
Can you imagine leaving a little 11-year-old Kenzie, leaving Kenzie in a hospital room by herself at 11?
Never. Wait, I was up for about 3 hours in the night. I wasn't scared, just lonely and bored. I almost called home a few times because of that. Why didn't I call?
Didn't you call home because it was the middle of the night?
Because you're
Everyone's
Gen
like,
X and you should
"They're
deal with it
sleeping."
yourself.
I was like,
Deal
I
with
gotta
it.
be scrappy and be alone with my IVs.
Wait, how
I
old are you
called
then?
11.
Oh, right.
11.
you
I
leave
just
your
turned
kid?
11.
You would leave
Well,
Levy
here's
in
the
the
thing.
hospital overnight? Bye.
Wait,
Or
I'm not
tomorrow
done.
morning.
I called the nurse twice to get me unhooked for the bathroom and to turn off the TV and to ask if I could take my pill because my stomach started to hurt. They were really nice. I woke up at 8 a.m. and they took my temp, and at 8:15 Mom walked in. I was relieved. I mean, when I did get home, I felt so much better. I talked to my friends. Okay. Also, because I had this GI tract infection, I don't know what they did, what pills they gave me, but I will never forget that I came home and I pooped and I looked in the toilet and it was a solid log that was white as snow.
See, I remember that part.
White as snow. And I looked in the fridge for leftovers. I was starving because I was like cleaned out and like I didn't eat there. And there was Chinese leftovers, lo mein. And that's what I ate. And then my stomach was kind of like, I was like, that wasn't good. Anyway, I had a full-blown GI tract infection, admitted to the hospital overnight, left alone. There's nothing more Gen
And
X
then
than
you
that.
come home and someone's like, go fucking feed yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like digging through the fridge and you're like, well, maybe I'll just eat this old lo mein I found. Like, what? Like, why is no one taking care of you? Why didn't you go to bed?
I just microwaved the bowl.
Like, go in mom's bed in front of the TV and like be served. You're 11
That
year
is
old.
some Gen X shit. I just don't understand why your
11
shit was
is
white.
little.
Oh, God,
I know.
11 is little.
I don't either. I don't know
know.
what
I
they
can't
gave
even
me. They
imagine.
pumped me
But
full of fluids.
here's-
I don't know.
I feel that Dad was probably in touch with the whole, not that he was staying up, but he knew people who knew him were like probably like
yeah,
aware
it's not
of
like
you.
if you have no connections to like the hospital.
I wasn't going
like,
anywhere.
where you're like not in a hospital often, where it'd be like, what is this hospital? Who's taking care? Like he knew everyone there.
But I wasn't in a
You know,
hospital
just no one
often.
slept on the-
I
Yeah.
was
No, but
all
the fa-
hooked
but
up.
the-
I
I'm saying the
needed
parents
to
knew.
call the nurse to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
But the parent,
That's
I'm
kinda
just
lame.
saying,
Yeah, but I
the
was-
parents knew you'd probably be fine.
It doesn't
if they knew.
matter. It doesn't matter. I was a
Yeah,
teeny
you were
little
trying to- you were
11-year-old.
managing your own health.
Yeah. I was a teeny
Yeah,
little
you were
11-year-old
teeny.
overnight, like, buzzing the nurse. I have to go to the bathroom. And they like came in, like, why didn't I have a
And you're like,
parent
I'm
there
home, this
to unhook
bitch.
me and like, get me to the bath? Like,
I don't know. I was
know.
home
It's
sleeping
crazy.
because I don't.
I think
remember
it's
any of
crazy.
this.
And that's weird. And you guys probably didn't even know I was gone. Like, you didn't even know about it.
No, I did not know.
I didn't know. But I probably don't remember you being gone. I remember hearing about the white poop.
That is the
it
weirdest
was
part of all.
insane. It was like bright
what is-
white, like
It was ghost poop.
radioactive. I don't know. It
It
was
was-
crazy. I'll never
was
forget
like-
that part.
It's
It was
bizarre.
like powder poop.
You know when
don't know.
okay, so our dad was anesthesiologist for 40 years at St. Barnabas Hospital in Livingston, New Jersey. And
Good,
we would
way
occasionally
longer.
go with him to work, right? He'd bring us in. I would go once in a while, sit somewhere and draw on computer paper, whatever, and just hang out, wait, while Dad did his rounds, right, for the next
No,
I
day.
have
I never
no
went in.
memory of that. I didn't.
Okay.
I never did that.
Oh, okay. I did that.
Why?
I went in.
I never went in.
I don't know. It was just like, oh, I'm going with Dad. It was kind of cool. Like I was like, oh, we're going to this big building. Like I was kind of overwhelmed by it. But here's the thing. I thought it was Dad's hospital.
Oh wow.
I thought he owned it.
Oh wow.
So we're like,
You
oh,
were
we're going to my dad's hospital. Like I'd walk through like, wow. And he'd be like, hey, Raj. Like everyone's saying
Oh.
hi to him. I was like, yeah, my dad owns a place.
Oh my
It
god.
wasn't until later that I realized he's just another doctor who works along the many other hundreds of people who work at St.
There has
Barnabas.
to be someone from your past that you said, my dad owns St. Bart. Whoops.
No, because I don't think I
owns
said
a
that.
hospital.
I just remember being like, Daddy's hospital. Like I just, in my mind,
You
it wasn't
just
even a
assumed
like,
it.
hey, you guys, do you know that my dad's a CEO? Like I wasn't even that aware. I wasn't
Right,
even that
right.
aware. I just was aware that, oh, it's my dad's place.
Yeah, and we probably
That's so
thought at that age that
He had some
doctors
swagger.
owned it. You
Yeah.
know, you probably assumed at the
I
time, yeah,
remember
doctor
when-
owns a hospital.
Yep.
When mom was in the hospital for a bit, I can't remember exactly which it was for, her hysterectomy, her oophorectomy, or when they were trying to when they took one of those things out, they accidentally sliced her ureter.
Yeah.
Yes, that was her. That was her
Hysterectomy.
hysterectomy.
Okay. Yeah. So they had to put like a pipe
they
up in
accidentally
there.
sliced it. Yep.
Terrible.
Terrible. And so I stayed with her in the hospital because that's what I do for family.
Yes, it is.
True.
But it was awesome because then I would walk around at night, which I feel like shouldn't be allowed.
What? And did you ask to stay there? Because I wasn't staying there. Like, how old were you?
I don't know.
I know how old
had-
I was. I was 14. So
Okay.
do the math. Lori was,
Oh,
Well,
So
how
Lori was
that's
like
how old
8?
you were when mom had that surgery?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was 8. Is that what you're saying?
You're 8 years old walking the halls of St.
Well,
Barnabas.
Yeah.
the McDonald's was open really late, if not overnight, inside the hospital. And so I would go down there and ask for a cheeseburger with no mustard. So they had to make that one special. And that's like what I did. And then I
You
would like
sat
walk the
there
hall.
8 years old in late night in the hospital
Wait,
McDonald's
hold
and
on.
just bought your own burger
Probably in
and sat there?
pajamas.
You paid for it?
What?
You paid for it? You knew
I-
how to do that at 8 years
I don't-
old?
I don't remember paying for it, but there's no way it was
You had to
free.
pay for it. Yeah.
Maybe someone was like,
There is a way.
told somebody.
There's some good
I was
Samaritans.
like a ghost.
But like you shouldn't be hanging out
I
in a
want-
McDonald's late at night anywhere.
No.
I don't know, in the hospital.
No.
Why do you think it's safe? Because it's a hospital. That's no.
I don't know, because all the nurses and doctors
Because
were
Dad
around
owned
and-
it. Because Dad owned it.
Right.
That's
I mean, it was Dad's hospital. It was like going to be my hospital one day.
at some point.
Yeah. We were going to
I
inherit
was
it.
like, bring me my mustardless burger, please.
Oh my God. You definitely went up. 8 is little. You walked up in the middle of the night in your PJs. They probably thought you were getting treatment for something.
yeah.
And you ordered
Oh.
that and they were like, sure, honey. And they just gave it to you.
Oh, no.
It's not like you brought currency. There's no way.
Maybe I did. Maybe
But
I was
Lori's
given like
very
a 5.
You, like,
Lori was
pulled
very
out your wallet.
sufficient. She's very
No, I'm
self-sufficient.
sure. I can imagine someone giving me a 5 or
I mean-
something. I mean, that would have been more than enough. For a
I mean, it was
cheeseburger back then.
1980. It was 1980, I think.
Yeah.
88, 89.
Well, it's part of the reason why I don't hate
But like you
hospitals.
figured out
Like,
where you were going.
it was like a slumber party.
I just don't get it.
What'd you say, Kim?
I just can't believe you like knew where to go. You just like knew where to go. And you
Oh, I
brought
had to
like, a
take the
$5
elevator.
bill. Like
God, I just don't
Yeah,
understand
I
why
was-
Lori is 8, staying overnight to stay with Mom, but Kim is 11 in a hospital by herself.
I know. I should have
You
stayed
should have
with Kim.
sent Lori with Kim.
I know. Why didn't Lori come
I would
stay
have been like,
with
do
me?
you want a burger? They make them special here. I'll just go get one.
Lori's like, I know everybody
Grab my
here.
purse.
Wow.
God.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking about
That's
how
just
the
weird.
two of you,
Just weird that Lori brought up colonoscopies and stuff when that was like a passage I had read today. That's so weird.
let's talk about how
Anyway.
the both of you at one point, I don't know how many years apart, at one point you both had hernias, which is very rare in women. Like hernias.
No,
Yeah,
I
guess
don't think
men
it's that
have
rare. I
hernias
think
more.
kids get them. No, I think it's
So what's it called? What kind of hernia? Because there's all kinds of hernia, but it was a hernia in your groin, and you were coughing so hard that you blew a fucking gasket in your hernia. You blew it out. Is that what happens?
Yes, apparently that's what happened, but I only remember the story and I don't actually remember it. I think I was like 2 or 3. It was definitely 3 or under.
Yeah.
And they did a terrible job.
We
'cause
were
I can
little.
still see the scar.
I remember she was saying my elbow hurts, and it wasn't her elbow. It was her like groin area. And when she coughed, it fucking like popped out of her. Like the muscle was popping out every time she coughed. And they took her, and I was like, oh my God, how horrible. Like I just thought it was the most horrible thing. And then a few years later, Kim had a hernia. And so I
Yeah.
kept waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I would stand in the shower every day and cough.
Oh, you're due. No, you did not.
I did. I would stand
Oh,
in
I
the
think you
shower.
did.
You tried to give yourself a hernia to get it out of the way.
No, I just was like,
No,
do I have
she
a
was
hernia? Every time I
worried.
cough, I'd be like, I was afraid I would get it.
Oh.
I was like, it's coming. It was like final destination hernia.
Man.
And I would think I had it. Okay. But I thought it was really gross. And I really didn't want it to happen to me. And it never happened to me. But I was sure. I was like, it happened to both of them. It's definitely going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Kind of like how I
Yeah.
feel about a colonoscopy. You both had them. I don't want it to
You're
happen to me.
supposed to have them.
I know.
And
I
Lori
know, I
Lori
will
did
get
an overnight at the hospital for pneumonia too.
I did. And I remember that. And I remember I actually still have the book in the other room that I got from the nursery school that I went to because I was in the hospital for a
Yeah.
little while.
Like
And
get well cards.
yeah, and the pictures, like the pictures of me are just, they're like artistic. It was like, just like me with like an IV in my
Yeah.
arm. And I was like 2 or
No,
I
I've
was
seen it.
3 years
You're like
old.
kneeling.
The lights
The sun.
streaming in. And then I got that little hound dog toy that
Yep.
held a puppy
I remember.
hound
that.
dog. Do you
Yes.
remember that? I remember.
Yeah.
I can like feel it. I can feel the texture of like the eyes. It's
I remember
crazy.
the dog too. I remember
Isn't
that
that
stuff.
weird? It didn't
I
have
have
a
that
name or
with
anything.
every stuffed animal and every doll. I can feel it and see it
I can
perfectly.
feel it. I can even smell it.
I mean, I still have Dalton Stewart. He's sitting upstairs in my guest room.
Oh my God.
Like,
my
where did
Cabbage
mine
Patch
go?
Kid.
I don't even remember her name, but like, where did she go?
Yours was named Katie.
I don't remember.
I
Yours
know,
was a
I know.
blonde. Yours was
She
a
was
blonde.
Katie. I don't know what her middle name, but
Oh yeah, I remember what she looked like. I don't know, but I wasn't
Katie,
very attached
curly-
to her. But like,
no, you rejected
I don't think
her.
it was Katie.
It was Katie.
Oh, I just didn't. I mean, I wanted her. I remember wanting a Cabbage Patch doll, but like, I don't remember like caring much.
I remember
And Terri
mine.
didn't get one, right?
Marnie.
Oh, you did.
Marnie.
Oh, she had brown hair
yeah.
Marnie.
in
she
like
had,
a
she had
pigtails,
yeah.
thick yarn.
Yeah.
Marnie.
And then
like the yellow tight curls, like the chick in Weapons.
Yes.
yes.
That's what her
Um,
hair was like.
I remember saying, do I have to get a baby? Because you wanted a baby. I said, I don't want like an infant. Like I didn't want kids ever. And so I was like, I don't want like a baby. Can I get like a girl that's sort of grown?
Oh,
And then I got the girl.
You're like
and
one
they
that
were
I
like-
can talk to.
And they were like, yeah, like a grown up. And I said, how old? Can you
They're
get
my
like a,
age.
can you get an 18-year-old
A Cabbage
know,
Patch
and can I get an
teen.
older sister, Cabbage Patch Teen? And I kind of was like, I remember saying, how do you know if you, I mean, I get to pick this doll, but like, how do you know when you have a kid, you're going to even like it? I go, I bet I wouldn't even like my kid.
Mm. Yes.
I
bet
really
you
had
wouldn't.
those issues about it early on. I was like, I just don't want to, I don't want this. Like, I just,
Yeah.
can she be my friend? Like, I didn't want that.
You always
But it
knew
was
you
very
did.
desirable. Do you remember the smell of their skin? They smelled so good though.
Dalton Stewart, I can still sort of smell it. And he was bald with blue eyes and looks exactly like when I had Mason. They look
you might-
exactly the same.
God.
He was
Can you
like a
please do
premonition.
side by side. You should
Oh,
really.
I
a
do. I
side-by-side.
have.
feel like
I've
you have
posted
one,
it a
yeah.
million times. Yeah, I have a side by side. But also, I insisted on bringing him to the beach. We did a day trip to the beach. I put him in the trunk, and his
I remember this.
his plastic head melted.
Right.
Huge dent in his head. And that night, I cried my eyes out, and it did come back out for the most part.
It
If you
was
just
always
hold
a
him at a
little bit
certain
there.
angle, you could see at a certain angle that his eyes aren't even. But Mom told me the story of the Velveteen rabbit that night.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was the first time I'd ever heard that. And she's like, and then you'll love it more because it's special. And I was like,
That's not really the
Aw.
moral of the Velveteen
I was
Rabbit.
gonna
yes, it
say.
is.
Yeah.
No. The Velveteen Rabbit wants to be a real rabbit.
I thought
We're
it like loses an eye and then it's like better.
Wow.
I forget.
I
think the
don't remember at all anymore now. I know this.
Velveteen Rabbit is
I've read it and seen it. I can't remember what it's about, but Terri, yours is like Pinocchio.
What is?
She wants it to be a real boy. She's like, can Marnie just be my
No,
friend?
it is. The Velveteen Rabbit is a story of a stuffed rabbit who longs to become real. Through the love and play of a boy, the rabbit's fur becomes matted and his seams come loose, marking the start of his transformation. When the boy falls ill, the rabbit's devotion helps him. And after the boy recovers, the rabbit is tragically slated for destruction. Whoa. However, a tear from the rabbit's sadness brings forth a fairy who turns him into a real rabbit in the woods, where he eventually sees the boy again, now a healthy child. That is some traumatic shit.
Okay, and that also does not apply.
Damn.
It sounds like a heartbreak.
1922.
That's a heartbreaking tale.
Lori, what's yours?
I have a couple different.
Stop
things.
hitting your mic. Driving me crazy.
Was that me?
Yes. Hey, it's Terri from Generation Artex. And listen, I love a good story. Who doesn't? If you didn't, you wouldn't bother with books, TV, movies, or even podcasts. We love listening to stories, but there's also something really powerful about writing your own. You may see yourself as a reader or a listener, and maybe you wouldn't dare call yourself a writer. But here's the truth. If you can read, you can write. If there's something you would love to write, share, or get out there, there is no better or safer place to do it than this little program I run called the New Rules Studio, or Studio for short. It's a live, virtual, real-time writing space led by certified instructors where you get to explore your own ideas, your own creativity, memories, stories without judgment or criticism. Since you're a listener of this podcast, I would like to invite you to come write with me for free. You can get the invite at territrespicio.com/writewithme. That's territrespicio.com/writewithme. Generation Artex is a brand new podcast, and what you think matters more than you know. Don't let this show sink to the bottom of the swamps of sadness. Seriously, we cannot stress how important it is that you follow, rate, and review this podcast. We want to be in your ears and in your feed. Thank you so much.
Let's see. July 15th, 1992. I'm 13? Yes. Okay. Caitlin and Dawn are my very best friends. I can always see the light of happiness when I'm with them or talking to them.
Oh, like within yourself or in the sky?
I think just the internal glow. I have
Okay.
no idea.
She's having a vision.
I know. It was so awesome. You know what Eden said the other day? I have no memory of ever knowing an Eden in my life.
Okay.
You know what Eden said the other day? Quote, I don't think I will ever drink, ever, at all. Is that not the coolest?
Meanwhile.
And here I am. I met this kid, Ben, at the pool. Also, no memory of Ben. He was nice and cute. He was hanging with some bitchy skanks. Like, Jesus.
What? So harsh.
I know. Maybe in the future I can change that. Jesus Christ.
Wait, change them or
No,
change, who he hangs
that.
out with?
He's hanging with bitchy skanks. He needs to up level. and be with
Yeah.
her.
My God.
I wasn't expecting that.
And
She's
then
like the
right
light
after,
of happiness and joy. These bitchy skanks.
I go hard in one way or the other. It's
Yeah.
Really.
I can't fight it. Sean is just on my mind. I debate with myself about him. He respected my choice of sex after marriage. He said he was comfortable talking with me. Then I think of when he told me I probably wasn't invited to Jerry's party because I was too critical and I made fun of them too much.
Shocker.
He needs my help before it's too late.
Oh,
This is,
boy.
yeah.
Wait. Hold
Where's
on.
the
You said
avenging angel?
he accepted my decision as if you've already gotten married.
What? No, I said to him, like, just so you know, I will never have sex with you unless we get married.
How old
Like,
are you
I
again?
wanted-
She's
13.
13.
This is
We
all
both
you're
had
doing.
a
I
Sean
was just-
problem at
this
this
is all-
age, different Seans.
This is just right spelled differently, but yeah, this was just me apparently waiting for you guys to tell me it was cool to have sex before marriage. Okay, he needs my help before it's too late. His life is being served to him on a silver platter. He's got more friends than he can count, girls at his feet, money, parties. I love him too much to let him be a big head. I'm a little concerned about this because I feel like this is something that later happened to me in life and I don't like it. One day his life could go down and he won't understand how to handle it or react. He'll be hurt. I promised him I'd never let anything hurt him, but he'll never grow up unless he gets hurt. Like, so what was he planning on doing? Like, what was the plan there? I don't like. I don't like it.
But then Lori walks up. Lori, they're like, "Don't invite Lori to the party because she's so critical." Meanwhile, she walks into the party. She walks in. What up, skanks?
7 fucking bitches.
Thank you for accepting my proposition of no sex until marriage. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So I remember this happening to me very distinctly. This is May 11th, 93. I can remember this like it was yesterday.
So you were 14 now.
Yes. On the back cover, I'll skip the name of the all boys school, were words of hate and insult to me. I'm loose because of vacation. I think maybe I must have kissed a boy and then that got around and
Maybe
then
you were just
apparently-
relaxed.
Wait, what do you mean? Written on the back of what? On the school building?
No.
No,
On
the
the back
yearbook.
cover of like
A yearbook.
of like a book, like, you know, of probably they have like real Facebooks, like
yeah.
pages and stuff at that school.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
or is the back of like a notebook or something, but
Okay.
it was the name of the school. Okay. I'm loose because of vacation. Mosquito bites are bigger than my tits. Sean wrote, "Come on now, guys. She's not that flat." Yeah, right.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
ouch.
You're 14. It would be
Yeah.
kind of weird for you to be anything but.
How
Right.
big are they supposed to be?
Right.
And then the next day, we were all having a real bad day. Just basically. It's May 12th, 93. Kim was not accepted as a peer leader. I remember that.
That was
I
bad.
will never understand.
I will never understand that, first of all. That
I know
was
what happened,
ridiculous.
but anyway, I know what happened. I can say
Go
it.
ahead. What happened?
Okay.
It's my fault, but the application was due, and the night before, everybody was home filling theirs out, and it had like kind of short answer, short essay kind of questions, lots of them. And I was in a huge fight with Justin about God knows what, Justin, who I was dating, and we were up and fighting until like 3 a.m. and I really half-assed the questions. And it
Wow.
turned out that they covered the names because it was such a small school. They covered the names and read the applications. So they
Oh.
didn't know
It was you.
who, which is not really great because that's like an interview matters.
like,
who
yeah,
the
like,
person
why would
is
you-
matters.
Their whole
They were
Right.
trying to be
reputation.
fair.
Yeah, but
They were
essays,
trying to-
not everyone's great at an essay.
Right.
Right. So they were trying to be fair. All I wanted in high school was to be a peer leader. And then I didn't get
not.
it. And it really was my fault, but also weird that they didn't take into account like who was who.
There's no one who'd be a
At all.
better peer leader than you.
Well, we'll never
Bunch
know.
of fucking skanks.
It's gonna be my new thing.
Wow.
So Kim was not accepted as a peer leader. I can't go to the concert because of Taekwondo. I don't understand my homework. Kim's whining and crying, and I need her to dig up old files for tonight's homework. That I do not understand. What do you have to dig up your old
Floppy disks?
homework to give it to me? I
You
know.
needed help.
Mom's complaining about the government and money with some guy.
Hmm.
Could have that have been?
Anything.
I can't go to Mary's birthday because of Miss Saigon the next day. First world problems.
You had to go to Broadway?
She had to go to Broadway.
I had to go into Manhattan to see Miss Saigon. I promised Dawn I'd go to her play. I can't. Jerry's trying to convince me he's a better guy than Sean, and Sean's an asshole who never cared about me. I have a rep for being a flat, overly hyper bitch at dances who's a major slut, and no one can talk to me about my problems, not even Mom and Kim. And I can't be impatient because everyone is having such a hard time. They can't deal with me. Maria was
Everybody
nice
has
to me,
their
I
own
guess.
problem.
Now bored because she ignores me. I'm also missing 90210, Melrose, and The Last Wonder Years.
No.
Oh my God.
That's the real crime.
That was a bad day.
That is a bad day for
Why didn't you come to
everyone.
me?
Where were you?
Oh, 93. Oh, I was a
93.
junior in college. I was not around.
Yeah.
Wow, you were. Wow. Yeah, you had a very different life.
Yeah.
At the
I was
time.
like a relative who lived in another country. That's what I felt like.
I have to
Yeah.
imagine did we record 90210 in Melrose? We had to. There was no. That was like
Yeah, actually,
really
we
big.
did. We did sometimes. Not always, but sometimes we had VHSs of it. Yeah.
Because I very distinctly remember watching Melrose Place with you, Kim, and like screaming, like just being like, "The show's so amazing!"
Yeah.
That was like the summer I turned pretty. for
What?
people now. It's like the summer I turned pretty. Yeah, yeah, that was big stuff. 90, Melrose.
Melrose was adults though. They were like
I
grown-ups living in
know,
an
but we
apartment
liked
complex.
it
We were.
anyway.
No,
But
I'm saying
it
the
came
summer
on
I
right
turned
after.
pretty, it's like, young.
Well, I mean, really, the last
No.
season, they're similar age. They were
Oh, really?
probably were they supposed to be in
Yeah.
their 20s? Because now
Oh.
when I picture them, to me, they look like their 30s.
Yeah, but med school? I mean,
Oh,
they're
med
after
school.
college, right? They're at the end of college.
Can we talk about recording shows? Because it was so specific and we fucked it up. Sometimes we'd be like, you can pause it so that you don't have to record the commercials. But how many times you forget to unpause it? And then we
Unpause it.
wouldn't-
No,
and
there
then we
was
wouldn't.
I distinctly remember a setting, and it like you hit it would record, and it knew that when the volume completely changed because commercials
It
were
would
always
stop.
louder,
Yeah.
it would stop and restart.
But that was a later version. The original
Yeah,
version, you had
that
to
wasn't like
That
the
was
original.
my more advanced
my
tech.
year, you had to
Yeah.
ride a bicycle to power it, and you had to remember to unpause it. And there was no remote, by the way. You had to go up there and stand there, put your finger on the button. And I remember it being like, no, like we didn't record it. Like it was a real tragedy. It
Yeah.
was.
It's a lot of stress.
And the tapes,
A lot of stress.
like you knew the tape, like the masking, like that white freezer tape or like whatever labels we use, like they were a certain color, like you knew them on sight, like the
I know,
Snow
I can
White
still
video.
picture them. Yeah, like you saw like the writing.
They're in my
like,
laundry
the
room.
lettering.
You have them? You have them now?
I have them.
You have the
I have the
videotapes?
cassettes. Yes, the
Oh
VHSs.
my
I have the
God.
VHSs.
Holy shit. I need to see that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Are they all you and your friends though? I feel like it probably is.
No, well, they're the ones that Terry had converted to DVDs. So that's why I had the DVDs and the
Oh, okay.
VHS.
Got it.
And now you have
Oh.
some of the DVDs.
Oh, I have them.
some.
Oh, they're here. You know what? I would want to
Couple of
watch
them.
some of the things we actually recorded just for the commercials, actually, for the ones that we
Oh,
didn't.
I
that we
really
didn't.
hope that we kept the
I
commercials.
know.
Because that's the best
know.
part now.
Because
I
there's
know.
one, I feel like it was the Alice in Wonderland, the TV one with Natalie Gregory. I remember her
Oh my
name.
God.
Yep.
I was very obsessed with that. Me and Mike are very
Yep.
obsessed with it. We both know.
Which
like,
no one
all
knows
words.
but us. It was an
Um,
all-star cast.
I distinctly remember.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I'm looking at it now. Yes.
All
yes, she
star,
was-
but all star, but like not like way before our generation. Probably like our parents,
like for
all-star.
adults. Yeah. But major all-star. Like it was everybody. Like Red Buttons was in it. And
it was Red
Yeah.
Buttons, Telly Savalas, like
Yep.
Sammy Davis Jr., Ringo Starr. Like these are
Yes.
not people who were contemporaries of ours. But what was your favorite memory about that, Alice in Wonderland? Why
Alice
did you love
Strathern.
it?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We watched it over and over. It was 2
I
parts.
love so much. I love so much about it. I wanted to be her. I feel like if I watched it now, I'd want to slap her.
Right.
And I was also very distracted because she was wearing a wig in half the scenes,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they would be different than
Yes.
another wig.
Yeah. And it was obvious.
It was
Do you
a
remember
different
any of it?
wig.
Do you remember
What?
any?
Oh,
of
I
it?
re-
Do you remember like Lori lines and stuff that you'd be like things that you really
Oh
love?
my,
my
God.
God.
So do
She
you remember when the
knows
White
what-
Queen? I know the whole
Yeah.
thing. Remember the White
I
Queen?
know what you're
turned
gonna
into a
say.
Lamb. So this is the thing. I didn't read the books, so I don't know like how out of fucking left field some of these things were. But like there's a
tricky.
random thing where she's just talking. It was after the jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, because
Yep.
that fucking makes sense. Like, jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never ever jam today. You can wish if you want, you can want if you wish, but still you better hear me say jam tomorrow. Anyway, and then when it's over, she pricks her finger on with the brooch. And
Yep.
then, no, her finger started bleeding first.
Oh,
and
then she
then
pricked
she
her
needed to
finger.
play with the brooch to prick it to stop.
Yeah. Yep.
It's basically what we're learning about how manifestation works, right?
Yep.
But then she's like, oh, is it feeling better? And she's like, better. She's like, she's like, yeah, better. And she's like, much better. And then she turns into a fucking lamb or a sheep or something. And then
Yeah.
she just, and Alice just takes, I was at Allison. She just takes off running. But there
Yeah.
was so
It
many
was such a
parts.
trippy show. It was.
I was just gonna say the whole
Ah.
thing is just a big drug trip.
It is.
It is, but it's so good.
It's
I
so
was so in love with
good.
the Red Queen. She was from that TV show
Jillian,
where she has white hair. It's a Living. Do you remember that show?
Yes.
It's a living. It's a living. Right. They're all like
Yes.
waitresses in the like tower.
Like a hotel?
In a
Yeah,
hotel.
like really high. Her, but she had red hair in it, but the exact same cut. And she had the best voice of everybody. I just loved the Red Queen so much. And I, in all versions of Alice in Wonderland, am very uncomfortable with the super old pedophile knight where there's supposed to be some
Yes.
like,
oh my God, he had the
weird
long like
bond
mustache
and
and
connection.
Yep.
Oh, he's like Colonel
But all the versions.
Sanders or something.
Yeah, and it's but even in that weird version that we grew up with that was like a stage and it was all black and it was a winding road. That old man was creepy too.
So what is the
Yeah,
deal
but-
with the knight? Does he like Alice?
It's like he's just like, oh my
He's
dear,
supposed to be like
and they have a
father
dance,
figure.
and then he like kisses her hand and
That's
what?
really gross. That's gross.
He's like
doesn't feel
father,
father
figure,
figure.
but
No.
No, because then
really.
she like waves a handkerchief goodbye, and I was like, "What's happening?"
It's not
Yeah.
pedophilia.
It made me distinctly uncomfortable. I will tell you that.
You got the feeling.
I got the ick. Like, yeah, like why
Yep.
is this? Why? Like,
I used to
am
call
I
the
supposed
ick
to like
the
this guy?
feeling.
Yep, the
Oh.
feeling.
Yeah.
I really
You
need to
knew
rewatch
something
it.
was wrong. Listen, that feeling thing, we never forgot it. We were taught it. Like there'd be one day a year you're taught about how not to trust strangers, don't get in the car. And they're like, if any adult ever, you just feel like, oh, this isn't like, this doesn't feel right. That was the only time you're taught to really listen to your gut. We're not taught that at any other time. But I remembered that because yeah, I felt that over the years and even into adulthood and didn't necessarily act on it and went along with it, even though it felt wrong, but at least I was aware of it. And I just was like, why didn't they teach us that more? That's the thing that keeps you from getting into trouble in the first place. The problem was teaching people compliance in the first place and then ignoring the gut.
Yeah. Well, I actively talk to my kids
Yeah.
about it all the time.
About
And
that.
they're like,
Yeah,
well, like
just
what?
your-
And then I like was struggling with examples.
You don't want to like give them examples. You're like,
I know.
It'll feel weird. It'll feel weird and it's not okay. But like,
Yeah.
And they're not watching
was so
episodes of
pissed.
like different strokes and where they run into those
yeah,
issues.
some really dark shit.
God, the Different Strokes episode.
My God.
Oh my
Which one?
God.
The one with the
Uh,
bike shop owner,
Yeah.
the pedophile.
She's like kidnapped. Kimberly gets kidnapped. I wrote about that in the journals.
No,
No,
he
it's
took
not.
the boys and was trying to get them to like take their clothes off and take
Oh, yeah,
pictures,
And watch like perverted cartoon mice.
That's right. That's right.
watch mouse porn. Yeah. And but this is the thing. We watched these episodes and there were some dark Little House on the Prairie episodes. They're dark, all of those shows, but like they play out scenarios that are horrible and whatever, but like kids don't really watch that. They don't have that where everybody watches the same thing and we all learn that lesson.
Yeah, there was a very, I think they had one of those things at the end of it, on the screen that was like,
Yes,
you
like
know,
a warning.
all this, whatever. But like, I remember that episode and Arnold, he decided not to go. Wasn't he like, no, and didn't go?
No, he went the
And, like,
first time and
other-
maybe he
two
didn't.
other
I don't
boys
remember.
went.
Uh-huh.
So the cops were interviewing him and they hypnotized him
Yes.
to give,
yes.
to give them the
A
license,
license
plate.
plate. And he does it.
Remember this? And he's like, I don't remember the first couple numbers, but he's like 3, 2, blah, blah. And they're like,
And they're
"What?"
like,
He's
okay,
3,
that's
2,
it.
1,
And that was
blah.
all set.
And they're like, oh, BLAH. He's like, that's what I said, blah. And they're like, great, thank you so much. But like, I remember the canned laughter. And I'm like,
Why are we
this is
laughing?
just really weird. Just trying to
Yeah.
insert a little. They're like, all right, so we're in this scene, and they're like, let's try to make people laugh again, guys. Like, come on,
Yeah.
writers. And you're like,
Oh, the blah.
yeah, I remember.
You're like,
it
oh, he's
perfectly.
identifying a pedophile and his license plate so he can be arrested. It's not really that funny.
It's not really funny,
They're
but
like,
I was also like, is that how that works? You just hypnotize someone and they'll be able to see it. And I remember being like, I'll never forget it. I was like, did he have to have seen it once to be able to call it back? If you'd never seen the license, you can't see. Is he remote viewing or is he remembering? And they didn't explain
No,
anything.
he had seen it.
Well, I think the idea is that your brain is capturing things that you might not be thinking about, so that you can go back to the picture and look at different parts of the picture that you don't remember, but you took
Yeah.
the picture. Except that they like
And they
also
catch 'em.
prove that.
They catch him.
Oh yeah, they catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like in front of everyone, they ask the friend who got kidnapped, or was it the friend or the brother?
I don't know.
Yeah. And they're like, did anything else happen? Like everyone's standing there. He's like, yeah, he touched me. And then they're like, it's okay. And I was like, whoa. And like the episode ended. I was like,
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
Oh my God.
We've
And then-
seen some hard shit.
Back to regular programming the next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Every
do
show
they-
had a lesson.
Do they play the music in the end? They're like, he touched
Why
me.
the
They're like,
world
"That's
don't
right."
move. Yeah.
You've been strong through the world.
Can we just say that it's unfortunate that the word stroke is in the title after that moment?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
It's pretty
Really,
bad.
it's very important.
You're like different strokes for different folks. Truly.
Oh, it's terrible.
I know it is
It's
bad,
terrible.
but you can't. It's a joke that was writing itself.
Are we ready for Unrelated? Okay.
La 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 la.
And now for a segment we call Unrelated. All right. So we're actually sticking with the TV theme. Which TV family would you live with if you could live with them and they were real for a week, and why?
I mean, I already know the answer to this because I still think about it. Do you have an answer, Kim?
Well, then you should answer.
Kim, do you have an
still
answer?
think
though?
about
Just
it.
curious. She's like, I'm going to think about it.
No, I have to think about it first.
Or you know what? It doesn't have to be a family. You can just be
That's what I'm
in
saying.
that world.
That's it.
Okay.
I have this
Oh.
fantasy that when I die, I will get dropped off in front of the Golden Girls house and I can walk in. They'll go, come on in, have some cheesecake.
Wow.
Like I want to walk in and hang out with them all day and have cheesecake and joke with them. And like, I still want that.
Okay,
Wow.
but except
Okay.
people
I can see
don't
that.
know. Hold on, but people don't know that she actually did go out for a drink with Rue McClanahan in real life.
I actually did
True.
get a meal with Blanche. It's true, but I was so weirded out by the whole thing that it was crazy. I was also an adult. I was like 35 years old, and I had the chance to interview Rue because she had a book come out. It was an autobiography. It was like my first 5 husbands and the ones that got away. And when I saw that she had a book out, and I was hosting a radio show for Martha Stewart Living Radio Channel on Sirius, I was like, there's no way she's going to turn down press for this book. And so I was like, I'd love to have her on. We'll find a way. And I said to my producer, please, like, this is the dream. And she's like, sure, we'll book her, you know? And I remember because I would record it in the closet of this office. And when they pulled her on, they're like, all right, she's on. And, you know, in my ear, they're like, okay. And they're like, and coming up next is a legend. You remember Blanche from Golden Girls, right? And she's like, hello. And I started to cry. Yeah. While I'm hosting the show, I started to well up and I was like, Rue, I'm like, it is amazing. Like I was so like, it was very emotional for me, even just to do the interview, whatever, but she was lovely. And I got off that interview. I wrote to her PR person and I said, she was wonderful. Is there any chance that I could take Rue out for a drink? I would love to meet her. And he said, well, I'll pass it along and whatever. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then the next Monday or something, I came in and there was a message on my voicemail that said, hi, my name's Jamie. I'm Rue McClanahan's assistant. She's doing a book signing in Union Square in Manhattan. I am in just outside of Boston at that moment. And she would love you to come to her book signing and then meet us for dinner at the Players Club after. I was like,
that was so nice.
I went into my boss's office. He's like a Monday morning. We're coming in to go to work. I said to my boss, I have to go. I'm like, I have to. Well, I called mom first and I said, Mom, I just got invited to go have dinner with Rue McClanahan. And mom goes, and I quote, get on a fucking train. And I was like, yes. And so I went into my boss. And I was like, I got invited. I'm like, can I please go? This is unbelievable for me. And she's like, go. But by the time I got down there, I missed the reading and everyone was just lining up to have her sign the books. And I'm just standing there. Like I listened to a little bit. There's a huge line of people. I stayed there for an hour. And then after everyone was gone, they're like, oh, you know, you're go see her, you know? And I was like, felt like I was, you know, I just didn't know what I was doing. I walked in and walked up and they go, Rue, this is Terri, the editor from Boston. She's like, Terri from Boston. We were worried about you. We didn't know where you were. And I was like, oh my God, it just took me a long time to get here, you know, whatever. And she's like, I was so happy to see you. And then I got in a cab with Rue. Well, not a cab. It was her driver. We got in the car and we drove to the restaurant and I sat next to her and we opened our menus and she goes, what are you having?
Oh
and
my
I remember
God.
being like, this is crazy. I have a picture of us It's like 2009 or 2007 or something. And I didn't say much. Like she had some other people there. Everyone's talking. Everyone's trying to impress her. I wasn't good at impress her. I was just sitting there next to her trying to be sweet and listen. And I was just so like crazed by the whole thing. And here's the best part. We walk out at the end of dinner. She smokes a Misty. One of those like long, thin.
Misty.
She like is a Misty. We walk outside and she goes, well, it was lovely to meet you. Oh no, she said, it was nice to meet you. And I was like, well, thank you. And she goes, you're lovely company. And I said, and she goes, where are you living? I said, I'm in Boston. I know. I was like, oh my God, I've made it. And I said, I live in Boston, but I really love New York. I'd really love to live in New York. And she goes, oh yes, Boston is the wife, but New York is the mistress.
Oh,
wow.
God. Wow, that's amazing that's actually
And
what
I
she
don't
said.
think I've ever heard that.
And I was like,
I do.
oh my
I'm
God, this
remembering
is
it.
amazing. I said, thank you so much. Thank you so much for
don't.
having me. And I hugged her. Like we hugged each other. And I was like, that was the
Aw.
most amazing thing. Like, who gets to have dinner with one of the Golden Girls? Not many people.
Yeah.
But it's not like I was going to be like, remember? You know what I mean? I wasn't going to talk about the Golden Girls. So I just sat there and was like starstruck.
My
So
God.
yes,
Wow.
the family I want to be with. I mean, my group of girlfriends, we call ourselves the Golden Girls. That's the name of our chat. Like we all are like, you're the Rose, you're the this, that it still is a part of me. I can quote lines from like Lori can quote lines from every movie anytime. The only thing I know beat for beat, scene for scene is the Golden Girls. So, and to me, even though I didn't know this at the time, like when I was watching it in 7th grade, 8th grade, when it was first out, is that seeing a group of grown adults in middle age, they weren't considered seniors, they're middle age, living together, maybe they had kids, they're divorced, like living together and creating a found family, like obviously resonated with me. And then later it mattered even more and more as I got older, being like, you can do that. You can have a life with friends. Not that I don't have a wonderful family, because I do, but that you could have that closeness with people, some of whom don't have kids, don't have partners, and that would be possible. That still matters to me. They were the first ones to do it like that, really.
Yeah.
Not young, hot editors at a magazine, but like grown-ass women who've been through some shit, and they're still like, we still have a sex drive. We're still alive. We're still learning. I'm as old as they were in that show.
Right? In that show.
I'm as old as they were when I watched them. So, it still rings for me.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, all of your life, you have created the life you have clearly always wanted. You didn't want a baby with a Cabbage Patch Kid. You wanted the friends, not tied into the traditional. You've always wanted that.
I always did. And I kind of created it. I think that's ultimately, that's why that's the family I would choose.
I love it.
That's a good answer.
Golden Girls came out in 85, ran until 92.
92.
But 85, and B. Arthur was born in 1922, which is wild.
When?
1922.
Whoa.
So she would be 103 now.
How old was she? So she was 63.
Okay, so I'm a little younger. But Blanche used to be like, I'm in my 40s, but she was 50s. You know what I mean? Like that was her whole thing.
She was born in 34. So she was 12 years younger than B. Arthur.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I love that.
Yep. Good answer.
All right, Kim.
I feel like if I really thought and sat and thought about it, like perhaps my thing would change, but my gut reaction immediately was Family Ties.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say Family Ties. In my mind, I was like, Family Ties, Family Ties. Yes, I knew it.
There was something so warm and cozy about all of it. Michael Keaton was so warm, and the mom, it just was so cozy. Even their living room I loved. I just loved their living room. It was so cozy. It was dark and soft, and I don't know, I just like everything about
Michael
it.
J. Fox, and we love Justine Bateman, and
like everything about it just felt like warm and homey to me.
And that's what you went on to create.
Yeah, I did. Meredith Baxter. Yeah. And Michael Gross had the warmest face.
Yeah, he was.
Yet I can't see you hanging out with any of those kids.
Yeah, but what's the alternative? Growing pains? Like, come on, they were jerks.
Right. No, they wouldn't have been my best friends, but and I'm talking the years before the younger kid, Andrew, came along.
Yeah.
That changed it.
Andrew? You mean Ben?
Brian Bonsall.
Like a little kid that they brought
I don't
in.
remember that. That's after.
Yeah.
What they do when the siblings start to get too old, and then it doesn't feel like
they bring another kid
anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like Olivia in the Cosby Show.
Yeah, the personalities don't match me kid wise, but something
The
just
feel
the whole
of it
vibe
matters.
is just the feel of it. Yeah.
What about you, Lori?
Yeah. So I'm struggling between 3 for different reasons. At first, I was going to say just the 10 of us because which I don't think you guys watch very much.
No.
I
But
did. The coach.
yeah, it was a spinoff from Growing Pains, the coach.
Yes.
And
the
he
coach.
has 8 kids. There's 4 older daughters, all teenagers. And I loved that. Well, sisters, right? I loved them. But
Yeah.
they also were the only girls in an all boys school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But in terms of like coziness, I really loved Who's the Boss. I just found it also very warm and
Yeah.
like the kitchen and, like it's just, I think I probably wanted to be friends with Samantha. But so I loved the Cosby Show and I loved like their family dynamic,
Right.
but they're just a little too strict. They're not, our parents were so not strict.
They were strict. Yeah, they
Right.
They
didn't
were
match.
really strict. They just seemed fun. They would hang out in
funny.
each other's
Yeah.
rooms, and like whatever. So
I feel like
liked
that's
them.
what sitcoms were for us in the 80s and 90s. Like they were cozy, like you just hung out with them in their homes. It was so intimate. I feel like it really did influence like how we saw ourselves, our lives.
Yeah. Who's the Boss was
Oh, yeah.
on right before Growing
All of
Pains.
it.
And then after that was Lighting.
No,
Moonlighting.
Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil
And
Shepherd.
Sybil Shepherd. Yep.
That was like a
It came
sexy
on.
adult
Oh
show.
yeah, it was. And it came on
Yeah.
after Growing Pains because that was 9 o'clock. It was the 9 o'clock slot.
Yep.
And
Moonlighting.
there
Oh my God.
was one episode, do you remember this, Kim, of Growing Pains where Ben was in surgery. And
I
as
know what you're
as
going to
they
say. I
told
know
us about
exactly what you're going to say. It
I
was
don't
all
know.
meta. And
it
right?
was so like it was
It was
not
all meta.
breaking the fourth wall, but like it blew
Yeah.
my fucking mind. Okay, so
I
they're
know.
giving him
I know.
anesthesia, and he's really scared, right? So they're giving him anesthesia,
Yeah.
and they're like trying to make him talk as he's falling asleep, and they're like, "Do you have a favorite TV show?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's that one right after Who's the Boss and before Moonlighting. The little kid in
Yeah.
that is great."
Yes.
Oh my god!
Acknowledging he's in a show. I
does he
remember
know?
that.
What does it mean?
Like that
I
is so
remember that.
crazy. That is so crazy.
was
I don't remember that.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, I totally
loved
remember
It
that.
was like
that.
being very self-referential.
Oh,
other
you never
thing-
saw that.
Never
No,
saw
you
that.
didn't see that. They didn't play those games.
Never.
It was
Yeah.
all real.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
there was so many, like the Mr. Belvedere, when the son would go out drinking and they were like, listen, no questions asked. We'll pick you up as long as you're safe. And so he would get really drunk and then call every night. And they were like,
I
wait,
don't remember
that's not-
that.
oh my God. And they're like, wait, that's not exactly how this works. He's like, well, you said as long as you pick me up. But I never forgot it because then like when, my kids got older, I'm like, if you ever need anything, like of course, everyone does that. And not necessarily because of Mr. Belvedere, but that is the image
No,
because
that's
at
why.
the time,
As a
yeah,
business-
at the time I was like, this is a good way to go. I am going to tell my kids this
See,
someday.
you learned
Like,
parenting. You
Wow.
learned
I did.
parenting.
I very, very clearly remember that episode. And I probably
you
haven't seen it since.
Remember when there would be, I don't have a good example of this, but what blew my mind was when there was ever a crossover episode where you'd have
Oh, yeah.
characters
Oh
from
yeah.
different- I can't think of an example, but I remember being like, what is happening? Like, because in the universe of that world, you're like,
Yeah.
do you know each other? Are they friends? Like, can you think of an example? I can't, but I just remember being like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, Facts to Life and Different Strokes. I mean, that was a spinoff. Mrs. Garrett.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
yes.
because it was a spinoff, Mrs. Garrett. Right.
Yeah.
Anything that was a spinoff. Yeah, it's weird to think about it. I watched Empty Nest, which not a lot of people watched. And did they live next door to the Golden Girls, I think?
I don't
You know,
know
there
that.
was a kind of other thing
was
that they tried to
something
get
like that.
going, and it was like
they're
a
in the same
one-off.
neighborhood.
Yeah, in the neighborhood.
There was something like that. And then here's what's
Really?
weird. The spin-off. Okay. Oh, Family Matters with Urkel.
I'm sorry. I totally know Empty Nest. I just looked it up. Yeah, I totally know it. Okay. Yeah.
Family Matters with Urkel.
Yep.
That was a spin-off from Perfect Strangers
It was?
because
I
the
think I know that.
dad was the elevator operator, which is like, what is this, 1800s? Like, what was the, or a mailman or something? And then of all things, to be like, let's pick him and make a whole show around his family and the next door neighbor. Right?
Yeah, that's so random.
They had such weird spin-offs where they're like unrelated in every way to the other show, but they were huge shows. that
Yeah,
let a lot of
Wait,
people-
I just went to look at Empty Nest because I didn't
Not
watch it.
familiar?
It is
Christy
familiar.
McNichol.
It's Christy McNichol, who was my
You
one of
loved
my
Christy
first
McNichol.
celebrity crushes. And this was
Yeah.
a show that was like one of the last big things she ever did. But you know what? There was crossover. And now I understand it because I didn't get why sometimes those guys showed up on the Golden Girls. I didn't understand it because I wasn't watching Empty Nest. So I'm like, who are these people? Why are they acting like I should know who these people are?
Oh,
But oh
interesting.
my God, did I love Christy
Lori was watching
McNichol.
it.
Was
A big
what?
crush on her. Very big crush. I was
You and Jason Bateman both.
Oh my God. Jason Bateman also had a crush on Christy McNichol
Yeah.
for different
yeah.
reasons. I remember seeing Chris being like, why do I feel funny? Like I feel like weird about how I feel about her and it's different than anything else. And I was like, sleep. And I said, go to sleep. In 40 years, we'll remind you of this moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I was right. It was a spinoff. They were the next door neighbors. They lived next door.
It's so
They
crazy.
probably
Wow.
they could overhear conversations on the lanai.
Oh my God.
Look at
amazing.
you.
You know
On
that
the
Christy
lanai.
McNichol was gay, though. You know that, right?
Who?
Christy McNichol was gay. She's alive. So
Yeah.
there's another one, Jodie Foster. Ooh, love her too. Who doesn't love her?
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't love her?
So
Everyone
great.
loves her.
I think everyone loves her. She's got to be.
Yeah.
There's only
Why
a
is
handful of
that?
celebrities that literally. And here's the thing.
Why is
I
that?
have to believe. I don't care how good your PR team is. Like to never hear anyone say anything negative about
You
a
have to
celebrity.
be a good
You
yeah.
have to be good, right?
Conan,
good?
Conan O'Brien.
What do you mean
You
good?
Conan
have to
O'Brien.
not be a dick.
Good to the core. You've never heard anyone say a negative thing about Conan O'Brien.
But
Never.
the thing is, Conan O'Brien's out there clowning around for everybody. Jodie Foster is not knowable. She's not accessible as a celebrity. We're not like, oh, there's Jodie Foster again chatting it up about her yogurt that
That's
keeps
true.
her from having IBS.
She's never
Like,
been problematic. There's never been like a
Right. Well, you
scandal,
never
I
really
guess.
know
But
much
she's
about her personal
also
life.
not hamming it up for people, and she's a gay woman. Like that's not necessarily that everyone loves her, but she's one of those people that people really love because of her sheer talent. It's not her personality. No one knows her personality.
That's true.
That's a real rare example of your talent speaking for itself, which most people don't. They have to have a brand, a platform. You have to be accessible. Blah. She was far before any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to do it. And I think she would have been terrible at it because she probably hates it. She doesn't want to be among the people and have them watching her eat breakfast. You know what I mean?
No, she
Not a
just wants
thing.
to like do her craft.
She just wants
And
to
she's so good.
She's so
like Toni
goddamn good.
Collette.
She's still great.
Wait,
What?
yeah. What was the last that series she just
That,
did?
Night Country.
Oh,
True Detective.
True Detective.
True Detective. Night
She was
Country.
so good. She was
so good.
Well, that was
All right,
good.
that was a good unrelated. I liked it.
Liked it.
Thanks.
All right, that's enough.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough. This episode of Generation Artex was produced by us, edited by us, and hosted by us. Our theme music is by Danielle Musto. Art and design by Ryan Andrews of ryanmade.com. Please follow, rate, and review to help save more Gen Xers from the swamps of sadness. Follow us on Instagram at Generation Artex, that's ARTAX, and visit us at generationartex.com.